Hey there, welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most fascinating and debated topics in the world, the origin of life. But before we get started, I want to make one thing clear. We're going to be talking about evolution, not creationism. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but wait, isn't evolution just a theory? And yes, it is a theory, but it's also one of the most widely accepted and well-supported theories in all of science. In fact, it's supported by so much evidence that it's considered to be a fact. So, let's dive in. The theory of evolution says that all living things on Earth today descended from a common ancestor. This process of descent with modification over millions of years is what gives rise to the incredible diversity of life we see around us. But how did it all start? Well, scientists believe that life on Earth began around 3.5 billion years ago. At this time, the Earth was a very different place. It was much hotter, there was no oxygen, and the oceans were filled with simple, single-celled organisms. These early organisms were the first living things on Earth, and over time, they evolved into the complex, multicellular organisms we see today. One of the most interesting things about evolution is that it's driven by natural selection. This is the process by which certain traits are passed down from one generation to the next because they give the organisms that have them a better chance of survival. So, for example, if a group of animals had a mutation that made them better able to run from predators, they would be more likely to survive and pass on that trait to their offspring. Over time, this process would lead to a population of animals that were all great runners. Another thing to know is that evolution doesn't have a goal or a destination. It doesn't mean that organisms are constantly getting better and better, but that they are adapting to their environment. And sometimes, the environment changes and the organisms that were well adapted in the past are not anymore. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, but what about humans? We're so much more advanced than other animals. Well, that's true, we are pretty advanced. But it's important to remember that we're still part of the same process of evolution that gave rise to all the other animals on Earth. We share a common ancestor with apes and monkeys, and over time, our ancestors evolved to become the humans we are today. So there you have it, a brief overview of the theory of evolution and the origin of life. I hope you found it interesting and fun. And remember, evolution is a fact, and it's one of the most important and powerful ideas in all of science. Thanks for watching.